I'm an artist who love music. Now, I want to be wealthy and start a catalyst of wealth with music, but at the core, I love music.
Everybody in the place, it's official.
For you, baby.
Check us out now.
My earliest memory, I was staying in Ellenwood, but I bounced back and forth from Atlanta to LaGrange to Atlanta, but I definitely was born in LaGrange, and that's where I call home. Being able to go back to the hood and to say, hey, this is where I come from, and this is where I'm going to be, but to always be able to go back to the hood and be reminded where I come from, take my kids there and show them, hey, y'all privileged. Y'all didn't. I know one of my daughters like, grandmama stayed over here. Like, yeah, grandmama stayed over here. So I guess to always be able to be humble about where I come from and to always have that reminder in my head. I pray and hope to God all the time. I was just telling my brother, like, when whatever come, however God bless me, I pray that I'm always rooted in being humble. And for me, when I say humble, it means that I'm still grinding like I always grinded. How many of the songs that is, or whatever I got to do for the movement. So I guess it's attached to, for me, hard work and always staying balanced and not. I had a time where I felt like my ego overseeded my work, and I want my work to always oversee my ego. And then another thing we was just talking about probably a few days ago, we was talking about how my money don't match my ambition. And, he was putting me in the perspective like, at this point your money isn't gonna match your ambition. But then we was like, wait, it is at the point where the ambition is. And then trying to find a way when the money exceeds the ambition, trying to figure out, okay, we gotta get this ambition back up. And that's what it means to me when you say humble, like hard working, give credit to others and be in the shadows sometime and do work and be quiet. When it's time to come out and do what you gotta do it. But when I hear humble, it's just that silent approach and you just grinding for whatever it is. And that when I say humble, that's how I see it. That's how it works for me. Like, exceed that ambition. We gotta work to be humble again to where we put in that work and grind in that ambition. Get back either level with that money or higher. I have this little weird thing. I guess it's a reverse psychology. Excuse me. I do with my kids. So like I'm taking them to school, and I say, I'm tired. I say, y'all have your own business, so y'all won't work for nobody. And then I'll say, dang, it seemed like I told y'all that before. And I'm like, oh yeah, I tell y'all that every morning I take y'all to school. So for me, it's like, I want to see the world and see some finer things, but it's more important to me that when they, like I got a verse that say, pass the baton, got my kids up at Harvard and Yale with Cuban links, retro Jordan vinyls on the shelf. Look at them crazy, I'm quick to shoot it, Tony Sinell. Whenever they get ready to do whatever they're doing, I'm running, right? And they get to running too. And whenever they get ready to do whatever they is, all I gotta do is just reach out and pass the baton. So it's like, whatever ambition they have, they gotta keep running. You ain't gotta stop and wait on no bag, you ain't gotta stop and wait on nothing. Dad already running. So it's where we say, pass the baton, got my kids up at Harvard and Yale. And it ain't necessarily gotta be Harvard and Yale, it's just something that just worked for me at the time, lyrically. So it's like I'm running. And hey, they getting older, and they running. And so like, hey, get that back, take out running, full stride, keep stride going. And for me, it's just like, okay, whenever I get it in their mind, these theories, these ideologies, probably not a monetary number, just a mindset. Because that's just like, and this may be a little bit off topic, like you talk slavery, you talk enslavement. So like, they took the chains off, still had our mind. So if it's in the mind, then we good. It ain't gotta be, you ain't gotta physically see it. But if it's in the mind that they need to do this or do whatever they want to do and be whatever they want to be and however they want to be, If it's in their mind, then I think I'm successful with everybody in my family. Give the people something that can be moving, something to gravitate to the people. I always need music to gravitate to the people, but it's just, I'm that person who takes a million shots and then trying to do something that's touching and however the people can gravitate to it. I don't know if that really answer your question, but it just gives you some characteristics of who I am as an artist. Just trying to develop new sounds and be like, shock myself. When I go in the studio, it's like, it's very rarely that I shock myself, but when I shock myself, like, wait, you just do that? I'm like, oh, this next level. So I'm always searching, and maybe this line could, wrap all it up. Like, I'm always searching to shock myself when I'm in the studio or when I'm writing, like, dang, you had that in you? Wait, where did that come from? That's some next level shit. So I'm always just pushing the bar. Like, never in no competition with nobody else, but look in the mirror like, hey, you get better off. You know what I mean? You work to be better than who you were the last session or the last track. I mean, we can't compare to them. And that's the thing about comparison, right? So if every studio session I go in, I'm trying to be better than whoever I was the last time, I exceeded. But sometimes being in competition with somebody else, you level down because his high was never ever close to what your high could have been. But if you in that mirror every day and saying, hey, I'm gonna beat you, then you always got your ultimate high. Can you get what I'm saying? Would that sound confusing to the people, you think?